Hello and welcome to Ogun State Weekly, the first edition in 2015. I am Henry Ogunjimi.
And I am BC Adebayo.
Today on the program, Ogun State Governor Senator Ibikunle Amosun gives children of the state's correctional home a reason to marry as he commissions a new facility for them in Ashero area of the state capital. As
we begin the new year, it's also a new fiscal year in Ogun State, and Governor Amosun sent to the 2015 budget for the purpose of consolidating on achievements of his administration's 5 cardinal programs.
And it was with fanfare and excitement that residents of Ogun State entered into the year 2015 with a watch night carnival at Itoku in Abeokuta, the state capital. The governor was in attendance, after which he wished the people of the state a happy new year in a television broadcast.
Governor Ibikunle Amosun and family started the new year with visitation to traditional rulers in Egbaland.
But just before we bring you those details, the state government made good its promise to pay its workforce the December salaries with a 10% end-of-the-year bonus before the close of work on 30th December 2014. Let's hear the details from the Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Taiwo Adeolua, who announced the payment at a press conference at the state capital.
Unless we want to be disappointed with ourselves, salaries has never been an issue in Ogun State. So what happened in November was an unusual occurrence, largely due to a number of factors that combined to foist on us that eventuality. We never had to borrow to pay salaries. When we came in 2011, His Excellency was very clear in his mind that the way to go was to grow the IGR base for Ogun State. That was what informed the policy initiatives of our first Investors Forum in 2012 and in following 2013. Essentially, what we have done was and still is to widen the IGR base of the state. Believe me, it was as if the governor foresaw tomorrow. Because I imagine what would be our lot today if our IGR has remained at 730 million a month, which was the highest that the last administration recorded. We had a situation where FAC was defaulting, revenue receipts were declining, and still were at the same time restricted from borrowing. The natural result is that we had issues in November. His Excellency told the Labour leaders that he empathizes with them and that on his honor, every worker in Ogun State will go into the festive period, particularly the new year, with money in his or her pocket. We are not going to compare ourselves to neighboring states that are owing 3 months' salary, owing 5 months' salary. One state is owing about 7 months. But this is Ogun State, and because we are Ogun State, it is important for us to adhere strictly to our cliche, Ogun standard in all we do. Gentlemen, today we are here to report to our people, on behalf of His Excellency, that at the time we had that meeting last week, civil and public servants in levels 1 to 13 had been paid. And after that meeting, every civil servant in Ogun State got paid for November, before Christmas. We are here to report very proudly. Of course, we give God all the glory because we are telling ourselves, even to us, it's a miracle. Because whether we like it or not, today we should stop deceiving ourselves. Things are so bad in our country. But the beautiful news today is that as a close of business today, Tuesday, 30th December 2014, every civil servant, every public servant in Ogun State, the salaries has been released. I don't know how they have done it, and I'm being very sincere with you. Alongside December 2014 salary, Mr. Governor has approved, and they have paid additional 10% as bonus.
Welcome back. Now, Tuesday, the last but one day in the year 2014, will forever remain a red-letter day in the lives of children of the correctional home Ashero in Abeokuta. It's a day the state governor leaves all to celebrate with them after commissioning a transit home for them within their premises, the first kind in Nigeria.
Thank you for today. Thank you for today. Thank you for your grace.
This performance is not the main reason for the occasion. The gathering is to share the joy of the season with homeless children and residents of the Ogun State Juvenile Correctional Home, Ashero in Abeokuta. And the state governor, Senator Bikunle Amosun, is here to commission the transit home for the children, the first of its kind in Nigeria.
The glory of God and to the use of our people, I commissioned this transit home. Let me now is written here, to the glory of God and the use of humanity, the Ogun State Transit Home, commissioned by me, Senator Bikunle Amosun, FCA, to mark the 3rd year in office. Oh, great. We are still marking. We have several of these projects like this dotted everywhere. Okay, this day, 30th December 2014. So, to the glory of God and the use of our people. This transit home, we will transit them from that not too good scenario and position to a very good, buoyant, positive one.
The Juvenile Correctional Home, located in the state capital, was established in 1958 as a correctional facility for children who are in conflict with the law. The idea is to further expand its functions in line with modern-day realities and development. And this transit home, equipped with modern facilities, will provide an abode for victims of domestic violence and victims of other societal menace before they are reintegrated and reunited with their families and the society.
And as we improve on the lives of the privileged, we believe and we ensure that the less privileged should even be taken care more. This event that we are doing today is another evidence, another representation of our commitment in that regard. So I want to commend once again the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development for bringing this transit home of the Juvenile Correctional Home to reality. Developing ways of keeping children safe is a crucial part of operating ethically, and the government has a responsibility to ensure and support members of the public to play their part in protecting children because they need someone to turn to when they are being abused. In this regard, this initiative will develop a platform that offers very practical help in addressing the issues of prevention of cruelty to our children.
The governor advises the rich to share with the less privileged, and by example, he promises to personally see to the growth, comfort, and recreation of the children.
The commissioning of this transit home, which I did in coming in here, is coming to fore not only to provide temporary accommodation for victims of human trafficking, but also for those that are repatriated from other states and other vulnerable groups to enable them stabilize prior to their home tracing and unification with families or their relatives. While I commend once again the effort of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development in striving for a better and standard temporary accommodation for victims of various abuse, I will also call on all stakeholders that is pertinent for us not only to provide the basic needs for our children, but also to pursue with vigor adequate care and love for them.
The State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Mrs. Elizabeth Shonubi, pledges to ensure that abandoned children are not left out in human capital development in the state.
I wish to put on record that since the inception of this administration, child abandonment had reduced drastically, and this is the aftermath effect of the well-defined and implemented social programs. talk of free education, talk of quality health service delivery. And because of what we have been doing too from our social welfare, I want to say that here in Ogun State, rates of abandonment had reduced.
The governor participated in the cutting of the cake and took to the dance floor with the children.
Governor Mosun there digging it with the children. As we start a new year, the Ogun State government isn't relenting on efforts to up the ante of the Ogun Standard, as well as consolidate on the mission to rebuild. This is because the fiscal year also got underway with the signing of the 2015 budget by His Excellency Senator Ibikunle Amosun.
The last day of the year 2014, time to close the door behind and open a new chapter in Ogun State. Some members of the Ogun State Executive Council and state legislators gathered at the office of the Governor, Okemoson Abeokuta. Their mission, the official signing of the 2015 budget by the Executive Governor, Senator Ibikunle Amosun. The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Honorable Adekunbi Shola, commends the successes of the Amosun administration, particularly in the just concluded year.
We want to use this medium also to assure His Excellency of our continued support towards having the state of our dream. We want to congratulate you on the feat achieved so far. We indeed invite all the permanent secretaries, directors of our ministries, departments and agencies for the defense. Before I proceed, let me use this medium to appreciate every one of us for the support, understanding and the cooperation during the presentation defense that led to the accelerated passage of the bill. Your Excellency, we are here this evening to present to Your Excellency the incopy of the Appropriation Act.
Then the business of the day, making legal the budget for the new year.
And the form of appellation will demonstrate it in our strata.
For the governor, this ceremony is a tradition that must be kept. He looks forward to a more prosperous year in 2015 and enjoins Ogun State residents to keep up their support.
That is how it should be in the spirit of the standard. If we are to still remain in the forefront of the way things should be done in world best practices. And I want to use this opportunity to thank the good people of Ogun State for their support and their cooperation. For us as a government, we've said it together for them, and we will continue to work selflessly. And in that same tradition, I've seen that the legislative arm too, they have keyed to that commitment.
This ceremony ushers in a new fiscal year in Ogun State, and the legislative and executive arms of government seems ready to join hands in making Ogun State the leading state in Nigeria.